Power viewers. Today we have a very interesting light fixture to take a look at. I don't know anything about this fixture, and this is my first time really looking at it, so this will be a learn as we go production. We are filming here in the garage today. I finally got around to starting to clean up the garage. We can see the table again, which is nice. You can see the floor again, which is nice. So we'll get this space all sorted out pretty soon. And it'll be nice to have for larger projects like this. So this is a dumpster dived and recovered light fixture, which I believe is some kind of grow light. And I got lucky because I found a ballast with it as well. So we have, it looks like a Metal Halide light bulb here. There's a lot of rust and corrosion here, so I want to spend some time taking this apart and trying to make sure that everything is copacetic before we just put all the voltage through. So here's the bulb. It is a Metal Halide 175 watts bulb. This is, looks like it says 13/00 or something on there. I can't really make it out. It's a mogul based bulb. And then we also have, in the same fixture, we have two fluorescent tubes. We're going to unclip these here and remove these. And the reason why we're doing this is because it had rained the day prior and everything was wet. It's been sitting here for a week or two now, so I think it's dry, but I want to go in there and make sure it's dry before we plug it in, because if it is wet or something is rusted or shorted or whatever, you know, who knows what can happen. Might damage the fixture. So this is a PowerCompact 28 watts 460 nanometers maybe blue twin tube 10Q base, custom Sea Life Incorporated. Now this stuff does seem like it's been near salt water. I don't know what, I'm assuming this is a grow light. I don't know that to be true. If that's incorrect, somebody let me know. This was not found near the ocean, but that doesn't mean that it was there at some point. So these are the two tubes. The tubes look like they're in decent shape. It's a miracle all three of these bulbs have survived. It's also represents a bit of hypocrisy that I see quite often. You get all these people saying, "Oh, I'm saving the planet, changing my lights to LED," but then those same people take the fixtures with the mercury-filled bulbs and just throw them in the trash. It's like, come on, people. So there's that. Those two tubes. So based on the appearance of the plugs, we have nice long lead wires. We have a standard 120 volt plug, which likely goes to the fluorescent side. So I'm going to take a guess and say there's a fluorescent ballast in the top of this fixture. And then we have the, I forget what this is called, but this typically it's like a AC power cord or 120 volts, but that inherently would appear like it should plug in here. Now, I don't know, perhaps I have this backwards, maybe the fluorescent ballast is in here. This is very heavy, so I think that this is the Metal Halide ballast and the fluorescent ballast is in here. But we'll see. So let's start out by just cleaning this up a little bit. We'll vacuum this out, try to get some of these rust flakes out of here, and then we'll remove this bottom pan here. Looks like there's just 4 screws to take it out. Make sure it's not full of water. There's also a fan here, which is kind of interesting. That metal halide bulb that I showed is not open rated. It's not an open rated bulb. So I suspect, and you can kind of see the tracks for it here on either side, there's supposed to be a piece of glass that goes over this fixture, which we don't have, and would need to obtain in order to safely operate this, or replace the bulb with a open rated bulb. Because metal halide can explode when it goes EOL. Although it's very rare, it can happen, and it's a very dangerous, very hot explosion. This, of course, going to require a full paint strip and repaint. If it works, I don't know if this even works. Well, let's see if we can get these screws off and take a look underneath. See if there's anything of interest under here. That's not working. Don't think that there's anything on this side to hold it in. The screw is not threading properly. There we go. Okay, I might have to remove this fan. So the fan is, the corner just busted off. Seems like it would work, but it's so, there's so much crustiness in the way that it's not going to spin freely. And we're having the same problem on this side. I'm guessing it's got to be getting stuck on the power cords, maybe? But taking a look underneath here, everything's actually in surprisingly reasonable condition, it would seem. Everything's clean and looks like the wires are not damaged or anything, so I think we're gonna clear this and say that this part of the apparatus is okay. Let's take a little basic fluorescent ballast under there. We'll have to go further at some point to clean it out because there is junk under there. But for the sake of the video, I think we're good to plug it in. The fin is, oh, the information is all gone. There's no way to tell. So we don't have that. Not worried about the other two screws that are messed up and should be replaced anyways. Alright, let's clean out whatever new additional pieces of dirt we made in there, and then we'll move on to the ballast. Here's the ballast. Has a on-off switch in the front. As far as the informations are concerned, it says Custom Sea Life from 1999. 175 watt metal halide ballast, 120 volts, 216 watts, 1.8 the amps, and it's dated 8/05/1999. It looks like it should come off, the cover should come off easily with 6 screws. Let's see if it does, just to see what kind of condition this is in. Okay, so we have a Magnatech. It's kind of funny, that brand keeps coming up all over the place recently. We have a Magnatech ballast. We have a capacitor, which the information must be on the other side. The ballast is multi-tap, 120, 208, 240, or 277 volts. Everything seems like it's in decent condition in here. There's a couple of cobwebs, but nothing crazy. There is some oxidation on the switch terminals, so that should probably be replaced, because that might heat up. It's quite possible that the plug terminals are the same way. Just get these cobwebs out of here, and then I think we're good to turn this on. Nice simple design. Okay, let's start out with the fluorescent side of things, because that shouldn't take too long. And we'll move on to the metal halide portion. So we need the 120 plug. Oh, I don't have the kilowatts meter in here. I'm gonna go grab one. Before I put the tube in, I'm just gonna blip it real quick and make sure that it doesn't explode. Alright, everything seems copacetic. It probably works just fine, but you really never know with this kind of stuff. There goes that tube. What a stupid design. That stinks. I bet these aren't easy to get anymore either. What happened was it wasn't in, I guess, all the way. Jeez, that really, really stinks. Well, sometimes that happens. Alright, that time I was successful. Hopefully this can run with just one of the tubes. Oh, that tube is useless to me anyways. It's the stupid blue one. The heck good is that? It's like it's not quite a black light. It's literally like blue. Wonder if we could get white ones. It's a stupid blue light. Well, at 114.4 volts, it's consuming 0.35 the amps, 37 the watts, and has a power factor of 0.92. Well, that's interesting and not what I was expecting. I guess it's instant start. Yeah, it comes on literally instantly. Okay, well that's kind of weird, kind of useless, kind of interesting, kind of disappointing. Well, let's move over to the metal halide portion. I'm annoyed that broke, even just for the novelty of it, but it is what it is. I would imagine that this fan is for the metal halide portion of the light, which means it'd be very interesting to see how it's powered, because certainly that doesn't run off of any kind of voltage like the metal halide bulb does. Alright, let's plug this in. So this, I imagine, just goes in here like this. I'll turn it on and I'll control it with the switch. And let's see if anything interesting happens. I hope that the bulb just comes on and operates normally. probably will. Was it going? I think it's trying to go. Just turn this a little bit so that you can see the thing start up. I think it's going to work. It seemed like it was working fine. Yeah, it's working. You can see the sodium burning off still. It's taken a long time to warm up. At 114 the volts, it's currently pulling 1.5 the amps, 108 the watts, with a power factor of 0.61. That ballast is silent. I don't hear any kind of hum at all. The fan's not running. It's quite possible if the fan is only temperature based. Maybe it only comes on if the metal halide bulb is running in conjunction with the fluorescent tubes. You know what? This is turning blue. It's another stupid blue light. What the heck is this thing and what was it used for? I suppose we could put any old 175 watt metal halide bulb in there and use it for general illumination. That is weird. I didn't know that you could change the coloring of a metal halide bulb to turn it blue. That's really peculiar. It's not quite having the effect of a black light, but it's kind of similar. It's really like a rich, distinct blue. It's very odd. It's blue. It's not a black light. It's a blue light. It's literally blue. It's like sky blue. That is so bizarre. I really didn't even know this was a thing. I think it's up to full brightness now. At 116.5 the volts, it's pulling 1.72 the watts. Wow, that'd be really efficient. 1.72 the amps, 162 the watts, with a power factor of 0.8. Well, that is mighty peculiar. It's a blue metal halide bulb. Let's go ahead and watch the glow down. And there pretty much is none. Well, that's interesting and not at all what I expected. I wonder how it's turned blue. Does anybody know how this was turned blue? And does anybody know what this was used for? Very, very strange. Well, we'll probably try to turn this into something more useful. I'll see if maybe I can get those fluorescent tubes in regular soft white or something, and then I don't see any reason why this ballast wouldn't be able to run a hasn't warmed up at all. I don't see any reason why this ballast shouldn't be able to run a standard 175 watts metal halide bulb. I could certainly think of some use cases for that, but this blue one, I don't know, that's just weird.